What would you do if the person sleeping next to you had an entire second life? One so detailed, so intimate, it made your marriage look like a lie. The screen was still glowing when I found it. 2:14 a.m. A thin sliver of light slipping out from under the closet door in our bedroom on West 72nd Street, Manhattan. I thought maybe she forgot to shut something down. I wish that's all it was. My hand hesitated on the handle for half a second, just enough time for my gut to whisper that whatever was inside would change everything. I opened the door anyway, and that's when I saw the laptop and the message that wasn't meant for me. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The message thread was already open. No password, no hesitation, just words laid bare like she wanted to be caught, or maybe thought she never would be. Last night was worth every lie. I can still smell you. My chest tightened so hard I thought I might pass out. I didn't scroll at first. I just stared. The sender's name wasn't saved, just a number. But the tone, the familiarity, the intimacy, it wasn't new. It was practiced. I finally touched the trackpad. Photos. Dozens of them. Hotel rooms I didn't recognize. A rooftop bar somewhere downtown. A selfie in what looked like a parking garage on West 46th Street. Her face, my wife, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years. Not for me. The timestamp stretched back months. Maybe longer. I don't remember sitting down, but suddenly I was on the floor of our closet, knees weak, scrolling through a version of my wife that didn't exist in my world. Her name was Rachel to me. To him, she was Ray. He called her that in every message. Ray, I can't wait until you're finally free. Free. That word echoed in my head like a gunshot. We had dinner together that same night. She laughed at something I said, touched my hand, asked me if I'd take Friday off so we could spend time together. I almost laughed. Instead, I closed the laptop exactly how I found it, and I walked back into bed. She stirred beside me, half asleep. You okay? She mumbled. I stared at the ceiling. Yeah, I said. Just couldn't sleep. That was the first lie I told her. It wouldn't be the last. The humiliation didn't hit all at once. It came in waves. At first, it was confusion, then disbelief, then something uglier. I started noticing things I had ignored before. Her phone always face down. Late, work calls that ended in hushed laughter. The sudden gym routine that didn't include me anymore. And the way she looked at me, like I was already gone. 3 days later, I followed her. I told myself I wouldn't. That I wasn't that guy. But I was. She left our apartment around 6:30 p.m., said she had drinks with coworkers near Bryant Park. I waited 10 minutes, then grabbed my keys. The cab dropped me a block away from where I saw her go in. It wasn't a bar. It was a boutique hotel. The kind with dim lighting and expensive silence. I stood across the street, hands shoved into my jacket pockets, heart pounding like it wanted out of my chest. Then I saw him. He walked up to her like he owned the sidewalk. Confident. Smug. Late 30s, maybe early 40s. Clean cut. The kind of guy who knew exactly what he was doing. She smiled at him. No hesitation. No guilt. He kissed her like it was routine. Like it belonged. I didn't confront them. I didn't yell. I didn't do anything. I just stood there and let it burn. That night, she came home late. I was sitting on the couch, TV on but muted. She walked in like nothing happened. Kicked off her heels. Dropped her bag. Long day, she sighed. I looked at her. Really looked. You smell different, I said. She froze for a split second. Then smiled. New perfume. You like it? I nodded slowly. Yeah, I said. It's unforgettable. The breakdown came a week later. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just quiet. I sat in my car in a parking garage on 8th Avenue, staring at nothing, realizing my entire marriage was a performance. I wasn't her partner. I was her cover. And something inside me snapped into place. Not anger. Clarity. I started collecting everything. Screenshots from the burner laptop. Receipts from her email. Hidden confirmations for hotel bookings. I hired a private investigator. Expensive, but worth every dollar. His name was Daniel Mercer. Within 2 weeks, he handed me a folder. Photos. Dates. Locations. Names. The man's name was Eric Dalton. Married. 2 kids. Perfect. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I became better. Kinder. More attentive. I watched her carefully, and she grew bolder. Sloppier. That's what arrogance does. It convinces you that you're untouchable. She started staying out overnight. Stopped making excuses. One night, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Maybe we just grew apart." I almost admired the audacity. The trap came together slowly. I met with a lawyer on Madison Avenue. Filed everything quietly. Assets frozen. Joint accounts monitored. Then I reached out to Eric's wife. I didn't tell her everything. Just enough. We agreed on one thing. They didn't get to walk away clean. The exposure happened on a Friday night. Rachel had planned a dinner. Said it was to talk things out. She picked a restaurant in Tribeca. Candlelight. Wine. Soft music. Eric was already there. That surprised me, but it made things easier. I sat down across from them. Smiled. "Funny," I said. "I didn't know this was a group discussion." Rachel went pale. Eric shifted in his seat. I placed a folder on the table. Photos spilled out. Receipts. Printed messages. Silence. Then I leaned back. "You both forgot something," I said calmly. "Every lie leaves a trail." Rachel's voice cracked. "What is this?" "This," I said, "is the end." Eric stood up abruptly. "This is ridiculous." "Sit down," I said, and something in my voice made him listen. Then I dropped the final piece. Divorce papers. And a second envelope. "For your wife?" I said, sliding it toward Eric. His face drained of color. The fallout was immediate. Rachel lost everything. The apartment. The accounts. Her job didn't last long after the scandal reached HR. Eric's life collapsed faster. His wife filed within days. Custody battle. Public humiliation. He tried calling Rachel. She stopped answering. Even she didn't want the wreckage anymore. The last time I saw her was outside the courthouse on Center Street. No makeup. No confidence. Just a shadow of the woman I married. She tried to speak. I didn't let her. I just looked at her for a long moment. Then I walked away. The apartment is quiet now. No secrets. No lies. Just silence. Sometimes I think about that night, the glow from the closet. How close I came to never opening that door. And I realized something that still chills me. I didn't lose my wife that night. I discovered I never really had her. The end.